boss out to the pack. It is Pack here.
AKA your mama's best friend, your daddy's worst nightmare.
We have a bunch of brand new badges in NBA 2K23. In fact, it's 23 brand new badges for the game. What I want to do is basically give you a prediction of what badges are going to be the best and the worst of the brand new ones and put them in a little tier list, okay? If you like this kind of content when it comes to like 2K and making better builds and badges and winning and all that kind of stuff, please join the pack and subscribe. I'm planning on doing a lot more of these kind of videos in the future. Let's get the video started. So here's my little tier list. It's not like the best looking tier list, I'll be honest with you. It's Struggle City. I like it. I think it, you know, we have all the badges here from Box Out Beast down to Limitless Range. I'm going to give you basically the breakdown of what the badges are, what I think they're going to be in terms of like the competitive side. The important thing to remember is that there's 3 tiers of badges. Some of these badges are going to cost less badge points than others, and so some of them are going to be way more important than others. But just based off of that information, I'm still going to give you the badges that I think are the most essential no matter what, right? So that's what we're going to do. Box Out Beast is the first badge we're going to be getting, and it helps rebounders win box out battles. It's basically just the box rebound for offense and defensive situations. I think if you're a center, if you're a rec center or the big man in park, like this is a no-brainer. I'm gonna argue minimum you're gonna need to get it at like gold. Like you're gonna have to get this badge. Like this has been box has been the most essential badge in 2K for a long time, like one of the most. Like you're gonna have to get it, no question to me, not even a really debate. So Space Creator, that used to be a playmaking badge, is now a shooting badge. So it says it will boost the ability to hit step back jumpers and hop shots, and it will also cause defenders to stumble more. At first I thought this badge was just going to be like a B-ish badge, because the thing about this badge I've always felt was it's like the skill gap separator in this game in 2K. It's like only the good players use Space Creator like correctly. But if you've seen that BS side step back animation where people hit threes all the time, which is broken, you're probably going to need this badge for those situations. And on top of that, the important part is if it says you're going to have your opponent like stumble down, this is going to be a pretty important one as well for good players. I think this is going to be like essential as well for real. So this is a finishing badge, Masher. It increases the ability to finish inside layups over defenders. My prediction is, even though they said they buffed layups for the new game, I don't believe them. I think at the end of the day, if you have a high block rating as a center, you're going to block layups. That's just how it's always been. I don't see this badge working. That's my personal prediction. I think in theory it's great, and I think if it's actually going to work, it's good, but like that's in theory. I need to actually see it. So I'm going to keep it at B as like it's probably going to be good if they actually fix layups, but if they didn't, it's going to be down here. But I'm going to keep it at B just to give him like the benefit of the doubt of maybe. So Slithery, this has always been an essential badge. It's basically, it helps you get through traffic when you go for dunks, layups, and all that kind of stuff. It avoids strips. It avoids getting stopped for dunks. It's always a pretty good badge. I think most slashers use it. I'd even argue this is A. You could argue it's B, but I'm going to say A because I think it's better than Masher. So I'm going to put it at A. To finish up the finishing ones, it's Bully. This one's really interesting. Like LeBron, like Giannis, you're able to finish through strong, bulldozing traffic. This sounds broken. Absolutely broken. If this is what I think it is, where you literally, if you're a bigger slasher, you can just run through people and dunk, there's going to be very few builds stopping this. Everyone's going to be weak. So if you have a small defender on you, you're just going to shove them out of the way and dunk. And if you're big, you better be really strong, because if not, you're going to get dunked on. So, but then again, if you're a big, you're not going to be able to keep up with the slasher. So I think Bully is going to be maybe one of the best badges in the game. I would not be surprised if this badge is idiotically broken. Let's keep doing some defensive ones. How about Anchor, right? So a crucial badge for last line of defensive bigs, improves the ability to block and contest shots in the paint. I'm going to say this is going to be broken. There's already rim protector, but Anchor's basically, if you're playing a zone and you're the last guy under the basket, it's going to help you stop getting dunked on and stop shots under the basket when people drive. If you're playing rec, this is going to be maybe one of the most important badges in the game. I don't see a world where this badge isn't one of the most used, obviously if it works, but it should work. Now Workhorse, it says it's the Patrick Beverly badge. It basically helps you win hustle 50-50 balls, and you got to play good defense without getting tired. It's basically the hustler badge of this year. B. I think it's a good badge. I think you're going to win the strips and 50-50 situations, but like you don't really lose stamina guarding people anyway, so I don't know how this is going to help that much. Now for glove, it's literally just the Gary Payton badge where you strip players for either gather shots, poke the ball free from ball handlers. It's the steal badge. It's the pickpocket badge. I think this badge has always been good, but never essential. This is going to be like a bronze badge, because this year pickpocket was broken when you had it on Hall of Fame, and they nerfed it like after a month, and now it's like okay. I think it's going to be just okay again. It's going to be one of the better ones, but I think it's just going to be okay. Now, this last defensive badge is really interesting to me. It's called Challenger. It improves the effectiveness of perimeter shots. I'm going to say S. If this is Intimidator for guards, whoa, dude, because all these dudes that have blinders and hide behind screens, it's really hard to contest them sometimes. But if I'm able to effectively contest shots, that's a badge that's never existed in 2K history. To me, that's an S. In fact, up here, because they've never had this badge before, I think that's a no-brainer S badge. Let's keep doing the playmaking badges. So killer combos, it improves a dribbler's effectiveness with size-up dribble moves, and it's basically just quick chain and tight handles put together. That is going to be a very important badge as well. I'm just going to put it straight at A. If you're a ball handler, if you're a play shot, you're going to need this badge just straight up, obviously. Clamp breaker is basically just the opposite of clamps. You got to get out of clamps. So another badge that I think is going to be very important that you're going to have to get as a play shot, obviously. And then vice grip. This one's interesting. This is for centers. Improves the ball security immediately after scoring a rebound catch or picking up the ball. This is essential for centers because centers were never able to get unpluckable. Now they can, and as a big, I don't see a world where you don't run this. You have to run this. After you get a board, give me time to get the ball turned over after getting a board. It's stupid. You're going to have to get this badge, even if it's just on bronze, because they're going to rip you every time if not. This is a no-brainer. You're going to have to get this badge. So the rest are just shooting badges, but damn, there's a lot. Let's go with Agent 3. It's the ability to hit three-point shots off the dribble, difficult ones. I don't know what they mean by difficult ones, because they already have Space Creator. So if they're saying difficult shots, that means contested shots off the dribble? I don't know. This one's hard to tell. This is either going to be an S tier badge, an A tier badge, or a D tier. I can't tell. I'm going to put it bottom at A because there's already badges helping you hit tough threes. So why would this be different? I don't know. I can't tell with this badge, to be honest with you. Now, Midi Magician is improve the ability to knock down mid-range jumpers off the bounce or out of the post like Michael Jordan. No offense to mid-range shots, but very few people do it. I'm not saying it's bad. There's a lot of times where I shoot middies, but I have like a 60 midi on my build with no badges like difficult shots or anything like that with my build, and I hit most of my middies. I don't see a world why I would need this badge in the first place if I never needed it before. I'd even put it down at D, but I'm gonna put it at C because it just doesn't, I don't see a reason for it. Now, Comeback Kid, it improves the ability to shoot perimeter jumpers when trailing in a game. This is just a clutch badge. My personal opinion, I never needed the clutch badge in the first place because I'm already clutch. Not even trying to be toxic, but like, if you're open, if it's a good shot, it's gonna green. Like, if you're a good player, you know what I'm saying. Like, if it's an open shot, it's greening no matter what. And not only shoot good shots, right? Most of my games, I go 5 for 5, 4 for 5. It's very rare you have a bad game, especially or being super down. I think this is one of the worst badges. I don't see a world why I would ever need this badge at all, personally. So, hand down, man down. It makes outside shooter even deadlier if an opponent fails to put their hand in their face. This is going to be big because, listen, man, not a lot of people put their hand up when they're playing 2K. They just try. I mean, I don't even always put my hand up because sometimes I'm just trying to keep within my defender and not let him run away from me. If they just pull the trigger and I'm not ready, they're going to green it. I think this is going to be a good badge. I don't think it's going to be one of the best badges, but I think this is going to be a badge that's going to catch people off guard. And it might end up being one of these kind of badges if it's that broken, but I'm going to put it at B. I think what this is going to do more than anything is force people to keep their hand up at all times. So Claymore, it increases a spot-up shooter's ability to knock down a catch-and-shoot jumper as long as they remain stationary prior to shooting. At first I thought this was dumb because it's basically just set shooter, but without the ball in your hand. But then I realized there's a lot of guys in this game that just stay in the corner. And if you're someone who's really bad at 2K, like a bum, and let's just be real, that's like half it, like the community. I'm just kidding. But there's a lot of guys that just play 2K and just sit in the corner. They're going to use Claymore. And that's, that's 2/3 of a team, or dudes that just sit in the corner and do nothing, or at least 1/3 of the team. Claymore is going to be an essential badge in this game where a lot of people are going to be running it. I wouldn't be surprised if most players have Claymore, at least in some way. There's actually a playmaking one I missed. It's Mismatch Expert. It's formerly a shooting badge. It's a badge that helps smaller guards break down a defender when they're mismatched one-on-one. I'm going to say it's going to be a C because very few situations is like a center going to switch on the guard. I know it happens sometimes, rarely, but it's always barbecue chicken anyways. It never mattered in the first place. Like, you're going to get cooked even without this badge, I feel like. So It's probably a good badge, it's just not going to be useful compared to other badges. So this next shooting one is amped. I swear, 2K has been playing a lot of COD lately or something, but reduces the shooting attribute penalties when fatigued, when moving excessively prior to shooting. So basically, it's you can green when you have no stamina. I'm going to put this at B. You're going to need it, but probably a bronze. As long as I can green while I'm tired, that's good enough for me. And that sounds like I can just get it on bronze and it'll work. So I think everyone's going to have to run this badge, but barely. And limitless range obviously is S, no brainer. Honestly, probably up here, no brainer. You have to get limitless range, not even really a debate. You don't have a choice. I mean, if you want to be good at the game, you have to get this badge. No, so to me, these 6 new badges are probably going to be some of the best badges in the game, while A badges are going to be absolutely essential, but not as good as these. And then you're going to have you might want to get these if you want to like have an advantage, and 2, you probably don't need these badges at all. That's what I'm seeing out of this. I'm definitely going to be running probably all of these, if I'm just keeping it real. But let me know in your opinion about all these badges in the comments below. And if you like this channel, please give it a sub. I'll see you guys next time.